Hello everyone, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to card one of my Notes of Nature class. In these classes we'll be using different techniques and products to create cards using the Notes of Nature bundle. So my first card is this card. I have used this gorgeous die here along with adhesive sheets to make them into stickers to create this faux embossed background. Now, faux embossing is not using an embossing folder, but using dies to create the look of embossing. I have also created this cluster using the perennial postage dies. I've also used the 2-inch circle punch as well as some leaf dies and some stamping from the Notes of Nature stamp set. So let's get into it, move some things out of the way so we can get going. Have this closed. Now I do have a little bag. So these are the things you will need. You will need some Berry Burst card base. I also have a pebbled path card front. Now I have die cut 3 of these pieces. So basically what I have done after I disentangle all my little pieces here, basically what I've done, I have lined the Pebble Path cardstock with adhesive sheet and then I have die cut it out. So they are sticky and ready to put on. That will be our first process. I have pre-die cut and I will tell you exactly which dies I have used. I've pre-die cut this one out of Granny Apple Green and this one out of Vellum. Sadly, Vellum is retiring, but I'm sure you all have a little bit in your stash or use some lighter coloured cardstock. I've also used Moody Mauve for this, and we do have a little bit of stamping on our punch circle. So I am going to grab all my pieces out of the baggie here just so they are ready to go. And of course, there we go. They didn't want to come out, but they're coming out now. So I need my Take Your Pick tool. Just going to move the card base out of the way, and I'm hoping you can pick these off a little easier than my hands can. The unfortunate part of having a disability sometimes. Just trying to possibly see. There we go. I grabbed it off just using those little like gill type pieces. So I'm just carefully and slowly pulling this off. So that pulls off really, really nicely. I do have a rubbish bin off to the side. And what I tend to start with is the middle. Now, is this perfectly in the middle? No, but that's okay. So I've stuck that down and now I'm going to go in with my other two and see if we can be as successful to get these backings off. There we go. I don't know who I am getting these off. Have you ever tried faux embossing? I'd love you to tell me in the comments, just to see if you've done it before. So what I like to do is just to make these not the same. So I've actually turned this second piece upside down. So then the pattern isn't the same all the way along. And I am going to snip off these extra pieces, so never fear. They won't be hanging off. We will definitely be getting rid of those. Take a deep breath and try and do this. It's not, there we go. They were actually easier than I anticipated. Normally everything is worse on video. So I generally when I'm remaking a card, this is going to come off in a couple of pieces, I think. I like to get all my elements together first, then I assemble the card. So very carefully. Oh, this is coming off in a few pieces. Some of the adhesive sheets were a little bit different and they weren't all in one piece. So I'll take off these 3 main pieces and then I will go in and get off the 3 little pieces that I've got here. There is one. I think the other 2 may be a little harder because we're going largest to smallest here, but we shall see. Just carefully teasing this up without stabbing myself. So I just got under there and then I kind of twist it up. Okay, that one is off. Just going to unstick my finger here and go down here just to lift this final piece off. There we go. If my finger wasn't stuck, I would use it to remove it. Okay. Oh my dear word. The adhesive sheet is really quite sticky, which is exactly what we want, except for when our fingers are getting stuck to it. Okay, so once again, I'm going to pop this piece upside down. And they don't have to be straight. They just have to be on the card front. So it actually has seemed that all of my excess pieces are at the top. So I like to use some longer scissors to do this trimming, and I just spied I do have a tinsy bit at the bottom as well. Just going quite slowly here as not to move the dies. I'm hoping we have done, or I have done, a good job, except for that little bit which can just come off. I think I've done very well, and now I have things stuck all over here because of course that's the nature of sticky things. Okay, grab these, come on, and this one, and pop them in the rubbish straight away. So what you can do is grab your bone folder and give these a really nice burnish down, and that will help everything adhere really, really nicely, because pressure always helps. So there you go, they are nicely burnished. I can just see where a couple of them have lifted or haven't been burnished down, so I can just go over those bits and bobs, but very happy with that. I'm going to pop that to the side. Next, I am going to bring in my very big piece of Berry Burst and cut out my 2-inch circle, and then I think we will tackle all of our stamping. So we are doing stamping on these 2 pieces as well as this. So I will need, out of here, I will need the Thanks for Making Me Smile, and I will need this little one here. So we are using the leaf, the twig type one, and Thanks for Making Me Smile. So I do have my little leaf just up here, and I will need my grey granite ink for this. So just pop these on some blocks. Now I am going to use a bigger block than you would think for the Thanks for Making Me Smile, just so, and I'll show you why. Oops, sorry about that crash bang. Okay, so I think we will start with this piece because we're going to be using some Stampin' blends. So I want this ink to be nice and dry. So ink it up with grey granite and stamp this onto soft sea foam. So that looks lovely. Happy with that. Pop that to the side and close this. And I'm just thinking, where is my other ink pad? Not that I'm going to use it right this very second. It's hiding under everything I've piled on top of it. So for our circle, we are actually going to use Versamark, and it is a very subtle texture in the background, but I really, really like the texture it gives. So I'm making sure to go off the edges here and just make this quite random. I know you can't see it at the moment, but I will bring it up to the camera so you can see kind of as it dries. So hopefully you can see that drying as we speak, and that just creates a lovely texture. And for this, we are going to use Moody Mauve ink on Moody Mauve cardstock, and this is cut with the perennial postage dies. Okay, so I'm going to be big and brave and stamp directly onto this. Now, if it's not perfect, that is okay. But that's not too bad. I'm very happy with that. Okay. Not perfect, but what card is perfect? Next, I just need to cut out my leaf. So I'm going to bring in, I'll get the die out first, actually. That's going to be quite smart of me to grab out the die. So that one is just here. Put that out. Bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and my plates. I've grabbed one too many plates. That's okay. So I use plate 3 and 2 plate 2s. So I just find plate 3 works a little bit better for my machine than actually using plate 1. I don't know why. It just is like that with my machine. All the machines are slightly different. I'm sure it's nanomillimeters or something like that, but they are just all a bit slightly different. Okay, I'm happy with that lining up. Pop my top plate in on an angle, and straight down and sandwich it and crank through. So I just put my hand on here just out of habit, keep everything nice and steady. It really doesn't move that much. Okay, so that is now die cut. So I wanted the base of the green and just add a little bit more green. I haven't used any white on this card at all. Sometimes it's nice just to have all color, but I am going to enhance that green with some Stampin' blends. So I've got here my pair of Granny Apple Green, but I think I'm only actually going to use the dark. Oh, I've picked up the light. I'm going to use the dark. Dark or light? Dark or light? I'm going to use the dark because I think I did use the light there, so you can see the difference. So what I am going in and doing is literally colouring and just grabbing all these lines that the designer of the stamp has given us. So they've said, hey, here's all the dark bits. So I get to colour there. I've already got the undercolour of the soft sea foam. So half the colouring is already done for me, which I love. So just going through, not being super duper particular, but just trying to follow these lines and just adding in the detail. So you can see how much that dries back. So it dries back quite a bit. Now next, I'll bring back our circle and show you now that it has had chance to dry how much you can actually see. And I'll bring back the card as well. So this one was done a while ago and you can see that subtle texture in the background. Now to create our sentiment cluster. So I'm going to pop our sentiment on its back and grab our Stampin' seal. This is the easiest way to glue all of these down. Let me just roll this on a little bit to make sure the glue is right there. So I'm just going to go all the way across, and so in this corner, I am going to add my large leaf. Then I am going to pop in our vellum embossed leaf. And then I can see, though, I have a little bit of cardstock right there that I have to remove, and then I'm going to stick down this one. So it's actually very, very simple and easy just to group together these gorgeous greenery, and you just get something like that. Now I'm going to use some dimensionals to pop this piece up, and I can pop a dimensional behind the leaf as well if they would like to come out of the packet. Apparently I'm grabbing 2 sheets out. Not that I need 2 sheets, but that's okay. So just going to grab this, pop 1 behind there, and probably pop 2 on here. I just want to secure those smaller sprigs with a dimensional, and then just put 1 further down. So that's all I need. They're ready to go. That's ready to go. We have our card front and our card base. So now we are up to the very easy assembly because we have everything nice and ready to rock and roll. grab that bone folder that we had. Right. And just give that a really nice burnish. There we go. So that sits nice and flat now. Going to bring in our multi-purpose glue. And because I know where the card base is going, I can just, well, the card front, I can put the glue directly onto the card base. So I think I'm going to go just like so. I do have some wiggle room, which is great, just to get that in the right spot. I may have used plentiful glue because it does want to just keep running around there, but I'm happy with that, and I'm just going to use my whole hand there. So next, you can put this sentiment wherever you would like. I happen to like it just down in the bottom right area there, and just pop it approximately, I might go a little bit higher because I've also got this to pop on. Yes, I like that just there. Okay, now I'm finished with this glue. Maybe I'm not finished with this glue. I did just want to show you a little tip. So take these three, oh dear, really didn't want to do that. Okay, that will do there. Now, let's see if I can just use my finger for this one. I really didn't mean to rip that off, but no one's actually going to know. Only you guys watching me here. Okay. So sorry if you can hear my son. He's just downloaded a brand new game, and it's apparently very good. So the exclamations are telling me. Okay. I think I dug all the way into the dimensional there. But look, we've still got the desired effect. And I just want to pop that. Just going to make that straight. Pop that there so you can still see the embossing, and we've still got our cluster. Now, to finish the card off, these are a newer product. They are in our online exclusives, and they are called Shiny Sequins. Now, these are Melon Mambo, but they are a fantastic match for our Berry Burst. So sorry, total brain blank there, as is our Lemon Lime Twist for our greens. So we can use either, and I thought since I had one in the Berry Burst, I thought I might do one in the Lemon Lime Twist, and then you can tell me in the comments which you prefer. Okay, so do I want too big, too small? Can never decide. And just like so. So they are my two versions of the card, slightly different. I never seem to make a card exactly the same. They always do turn out quite different. So tell me whether you like the Mambo or the pink embellishments, or if you like the green embellishments. It's a hard choice. I think I'm a pink and purple girl, so I think I like them the best. So hopefully you can go away now and create your card, or you've done it while I have been showing you. So what are the main products we have used? The Notes of Nature bundle, which I will grab the dies here. So the Notes of Nature bundle, so we've used 4 of the dies on this card and 3 of the stamp sets, or the stamps, which is great. We've also used the perennial postage, and we used the smallest of the square dies. And to go along and create our faux embossing, I did use our adhesive sheets, and the inks and the colours that we have used. We've used Berry Burst, Moody Mauve, Granny Apple Green, Soft Seafoam, and Pebbled Path. So if you do a different colour combination, please share with me so I can see it in my VIP group on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me for card 1. Please enjoy our other 2 cards, and I will see you soon. Bye.